Thanks for joining us for your news at noon. I'm Matt Bennett. Idalia is gaining strength and is now a hurricane as it barrels toward Florida's Gulf Coast. Landfall is expected Wednesday morning there, most likely somewhere north of Tampa.
And it looks like there's about 2 inches here. Not totally sure what those snowfall totals are elsewhere in Wilmington yet, but, we'll keep you updated on that. And I'm sure it's going to be a fun morning. Kids are going to be waking up to this. I mean, some kids that have never seen snow before.
Millions of Americans are hitting the road for Labor Day weekend. The action starts today as the Federal Aviation Administration expects to have at least 52,000 flights in the air.
This is the pilot house. That is where the captain and the watch crew keep watch of everything here on the flight deck. This is where they launch the jets and then they are recovered by the arresting gear.
Good morning, Carolina. I'm Donna Gregory, and have we met?
I am Matt Bennett, and it is nice to start my Monday morning with you.
We are
I'm back.
so happy you are back.
While cloned camels are welcome, owners have been disqualified at camel beauty pageants for injecting camels with Botox and inflating body parts by using rubber bands to make them more attractive. I'm just at a loss here. Botoxed camels. Cloned Botoxed camels with rubber bands.
The wind is whipping and the rain as well, and it's just getting worse. Now I'm standing out here on the Carolina Beach Boardwalk. I don't know if you can see, but the power has just gone out. It was flickering back and forth for a while. We heard several explosions or bangs over the past hour and a half. There is one thing in particular that I really want you guys to see. This is a giant blow-up colon that you can actually walk through. And you're going to come with me to take a look at it real quick. So this shows you what it looks like if you have polyps or malignant polyps or cancer developing, diverticulitis. Good morning, Donna. It is Navy Week in Wilmington, and I am currently aboard the USS San Jacinto, which is currently docked at the Port of Wilmington. As you can see, we've got some sailors at attention behind us, but we don't want to make them stay there all day. Captain, would you mind calling them to parade rest? Yes, sir. President Joe Biden spoke right behind me earlier this afternoon. He finished up about 40 minutes ago, and today's visit was a presidential visit with a focus on the environment, specifically talking about lead pipes. People are continuing to file in here at Wilmington International Airport, and organizers are scrambling to bring in more chairs to seat them.
We begin with the latest on that mid-air collision in Washington, D.C. between a passenger jet and a military helicopter. First responders say they do not believe anyone survived the tragedy. Natalie Brand has the latest from Reagan National Airport. All right, today is National Coffee Day. It's a time to celebrate one of America's favorite beverages and one that I couldn't do this show without.
I promise I only voted once in that. I didn't keep tapping it.
3 phones, your computer, everything else out there. Yeah.
Looked like anybody went with me as well.
Shake my hand.
Yeah, thank you.
It's witchcraft.
It's witchcraft.
Yeah. Tomorrow is Christmas Eve, and that means the big man himself is coming to town. But luckily, he's taken some time to visit us a day early here in the Cape Fear. Joining us now in studio is the jolly old elf himself, Santa Claus. Santa, thank you so much for being with us today.
Live in downtown Wilmington, Matt Bennett, WWAY News. It's a journey few get to experience, a voyage to the middle of the Atlantic Ocean to board a vessel nearly as long as the Empire State Building is tall. After we graduated our initial sailor training, Captain Dave Hecht sent our group on a C-2 cargo plane bound for an aircraft carrier, the centerpiece of America's well-rounded naval forces.
Our mission is to be on the sea, under the sea, on the land, and in the air. We do a little bit of everything.
We successfully landed on the USS Dwight D. Eisenhower when our plane's tailhook caught one of the ship's arresting wires. This system slows the aircraft from 150 miles per hour to a dead stop in just 2 seconds. Once we unloaded, it was time to meet the commanding officer.
The aircraft carrier plays the forward presence role. We always have 2 to 3 aircraft carriers at sea at all times in different parts of the world. And the job of the aircraft carrier is to launch and recover aircraft to basically beat bad guys.
Captain Christopher Hill assumed command of the Ike in late March, but he's already made his mark on the ship and its crew.
It's a tremendous responsibility. I'm talking about you're responsible directly day to day for 3,000 sailors who run this ship. And then when you deploy, you bring on 2,000 more sailors. So that responsibility now extends to 5,000 sailors. And this is like a mini city or a small town.
Then came the moment we were all waiting for. We strapped on eye, head, and ear protection and stepped out onto the flight deck to watch jets take off from and land on the massive ship. This is the pilot house. That is where the captain and the watch crew keep watch of everything here on the flight deck. This is where they launch the jets and then they are recovered by the arresting gear. They can launch these jets every 30 to 40 seconds, and this ship, the USS Dwight D. Eisenhower, can hold around 70 total. As we were learning what it takes to become a US Navy pilot, we found out some of those pilots were learning too.
Some of them are what they call Cat 1 pilots. So first time learning how to land and take off from the aircraft carrier.
Captain Hill says although many of the Ike's thousands of sailors are not directly involved in launching aircraft, everyone plays a part in the Navy's overall mission.
This ship is 46 years old. It has deployed more than any other ship that's active in the Navy right now. I could talk about all the awards and accolades, but at the end of the day, every sailor has to believe that they are the best, and we instill that in them.
On board the USS Dwight D. Eisenhower, Matt Bennett, WWAY News.
It just breaks my heart to see this, because it could have been my child, could have been your child.
Another person shot and killed in Wilmington, the third homicide in New Hanover County in less than a week. Police responding to the 800 block of South 13th Street to find 2 female victims suffering from gunshot wounds.
CPR was conducted upon one victim who was later pronounced deceased. The other female victim was transported to New Hanover Regional Medical Center.
Captain Thomas Tillman wouldn't discuss motives, but says police recently increased patrols in areas prone to violence after a double homicide left a validated gang member dead.
Anytime you have violence like what happened out in Ogden, that typically does trigger additional violence, which is why Chief Williams bolstered our personnel as he did.
The recent uptick in violence leaving the surrounding community pleading for peace, like Sharon Coleman, whose sister lives right across the street from where the shooting happened.
Her grandkids be outside all day, running up and down the sidewalk, and it could have been them that got killed. It got to stop. We got to put a stop to this. It's ridiculous. It don't make no sense.
But according to Tillman, there could be more violence to come.
We anticipate a long weekend and a long week next week, and the officers and detectives that are at the Wilmington Police Department all know what we're facing next week in light of recent events.